In this, students, you see the force and its type. Whenever we talk about this force and law of motion, so in this first we will cover up the balance force, unbalanced force, Newton's law of motion and momentum. So this is the revision class. So contents will be force and its type. How many types of the force? And what is inertia? And what is the Newton's first law of motion? Then we will discuss about the momentum, then Newton's second law of motion, then Newton's third law of motion, and what is the recoil velocity. Students, first of all you understand about that force. Force is an external effort which may move a body at a rest or stop a moving body or change the speed of the moving body or change the direction of moving body or change the shape and the size of the body. So students, the force can move a body at a rest. Means that if you are having any body and it is in the rest, so you can apply the external force, then that body will start moving. Like you have kept the book on the table and now you are just going to apply the force. So what happened that? It is just going to move the body, right? So here the force can stop a moving body. Here you see that the car is standing and it is in the rest, but this person is applying the force, then car will come into the motion. See, this boy is just holding the ball. So this player holding the ball, it means that what happens? He is going to stop the moving object because anyone has kicked the ball and the ball is coming into the goal post. And that post, the one person was standing there and that player hold the ball. So what happened? The ball is coming with a particular velocity. So force can change the speed of a moving body also. Okay, like you are just driving the car and you have accelerate more, means accelerator you have taken more, and that time what happens? It is start increasing the speed. So this force can change the speed of the moving body. Even though the force can change the direction of moving body, like the bowler is just drop the ball and the batsman is hit the ball and it has gone to the sixer or either the four. So what happened that? The ball is coming toward the stump side, but the batsman is just hit the ball and the ball has changed the direction. Force can change the shape and the size of the body. Suppose I have given you the balloon and that balloon we have filled with the air. Now from the both side you are just applying the force, then what happened? It will change the shape. Okay, you are having the aluminum foil and that foil you are just going to squash and finally it will change their shape. So this is what happened, that effect of the force, students. If I talk about the SI unit in the newtons, that is N or the 1 kilogram meter per second square. If I talk about that, the formula force is equal to mass into acceleration. So if the acceleration is 0, then force will be 0, right? So if I want to find out the mass, then what happened? That force upon acceleration. If you want to find out that acceleration, then force upon mass. Or if you want to find out the force, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So this three way you can use this formula. 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg 1 meter per second square. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg meter per second square. So students, you have seen that this is a balanced force and unbalanced force. See this. If I am talking about that in this picture, you see the few peoples are just applying the force, means 300 Newton and 300 Newton. So this side also 300 Newton and this side also the 300 Newton. So the from both side it is coming with the equal force, so it is called balance force. But from the A side, if the 400 Newton and other side the same 300 Newton, then it is what happens, the unbalanced force. The people will come towards the force is applying more it means the A side, the all peoples will just come out because they are applying the more force. So this is basically the applications you can understand tug of war, in that whenever we are applying the equal force, then after that what happen? That force is going to apply from the both side equal, there will be no changes. But whenever the applying the force from the one side is more, other side is less, the more side all the objects will move. So this is the balanced force and unbalanced force. Here you see, students, if I am talking about that balanced force, if from both sides the 300 and 300, so that is the 0 Newton force is going to be applied, so resultant force is 0. But whenever I am talking about the one side 400, other side 300, if you will subtract, then 100 Newton more force applying by the part A. So this is called unbalanced force. So balanced force is equal in size, opposite in direction, and do not cause changes in the motion. So in this figure you see the two elephant, they are applying the equal force from the both side, the object will not go anywhere. Here also see the 10 Newton and 10 Newton, from the both side we are applying the force, means that the object will be on the same position, there will be no changes. Students, here you see unequal in size, unbalanced force is unequal in size, direction is vary, means opposite direction, this side A back side and B is also in their back side. So that is opposite direction, but here you have seen in this opposite in direction also, but equal force they are applying, but here what happened? Unequal force they are applying, so causing the changes of motion. Okay, so this is the balance and unbalanced force. Inertia, students, this activity you can do that, but before that I want to, so a water tank filled up to the 2/3 of the height is moving with the uniform speed. On the sudden application of the brake, the water is in the tank, would be moved backward, would be moved forward, come to the rest, or be unaffected. So here that Suryakant given move up forward. Okay. So many students are giving me that answer. Tell me. Here, students, I want to tell you that the correct answer is the option B, because it is move forward. This is made due to the inertia. All the objects in the systems are in the same state of motion. When a tank is filled with the water up to 2/3, suppose this is the tank and this tank you have filled up to the 2/3, the water inside the tank is at the same velocity at the time of the tanker. So it stays steady, and when the tanker breakers are applied, the velocity of tankers become less, but there is no external force acting directly on the water. So that what happens, the velocity of the tanker decreases, but the velocity of the water inside remain as before. So the water tend to push itself forward towards the wall of tanker. So this is the reason that in this, students, you have seen before studying the Newton's second law of motion, you have already seen about inertia. Newton's first law of motion states that an object remain a state or rest in a uniform motion in a straight line till that we are not applying the external force. Okay. So the natural tendency of the object to remain in the state or the rest of uniform motion, that is called inertia. This is why the first law of motion is also known as the law of inertia. Students, momentum, in that you see the mass and velocity, the product of the mass and velocity, that is called momentum, where P is equal to m into v, and P is what? Momentum, m is what? Mass, and v is what? Velocity. So here you have seen that a product of the mass and velocity, that is called momentum, and SI unit of the momentum is kilogram meter per second. Why kilogram? Because unit of the mass is kilogram and velocity is the meter per second. So we combine that, the kilogram meter per second is the SI unit of momentum. Newton's second law, students. So this second law, according to the second law, the rate of changes of momentum. So what is the momentum? I have said you, this is the momentum, product of the mass and velocity. So if any changes, rate of changes, means at what rate this momentum is going to be changed, is directly proportional to the force applied on it. Means it is the proportional to the force, whatever the force we are applying on that object, that is called Newton's second law. So net force on object is equal to the mass of object into acceleration. And acceleration, how we are finding? The force applied by mass. So here, students, Newton's third law, you take a simple activity. In this activity, you take a balloon, blow it with the air and then turn back and you will leave. You have seen that the balloon is going to be moved upward. According to the third law, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So action, air rushes down, means the air whatever is present inside the balloon is coming down, and then what happens? The reaction of the balloon goes up, means the air is coming down. So who is pushing? That air is pushing. So what we call that? What we called? Okay. So in this you see the boatman is just pushing that is a boat. And why? Because that action, whatever the action, according to that it will come in the reaction and it is start moving into the water. So action, what he has just pushed, and then where is the effect is coming? Reaction on the boat. So that is the reason, if you have seen in the boat side, in the bank of river Ganga, or any time you have got this opportunity, and that time what happened? The boatman is just pushing that and boat is moving on the water. That is the force. Conservation of momentum. According to the law of conservation of momentum before collision is momentum after collision and momentum can neither be created or nor be destroyed. Here you see, you are having a two object. The one is m1 and second one is m2. Their initial velocity is u1 and b is initial velocity is u2 before collision. But after, during the collision, the force is applying by the m1 also and the force is negative force is applying by the m2 also. So this is the during collision. And then after collision what happens? The m1 v1, see that final velocity, and m2 v2. So what is that? m1 v1 plus m2 v2, sorry, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Let us, I would like to explain little bit about that m1. What is m1? So m1 is the mass of the first object, students. Here you have seen that m1 is the mass of the first object and m2 is what? Mass of the second object. And here the u1. What is u1? Initial velocity of the first object. And what is the u2? u2 is the initial velocity of the second object. And v1 after the collision, you have seen that after the collision v1. So v1 is the final velocity of the first object, and then v2 is the final velocity of the second object, student. So here you have seen conservation of momentum, how it is happening. Recoil velocity. This is the another points which you have to understand. Students, whenever you are just fire a bullet from the gun will exert a pressure, means that a force on the bullet, And according to the third law, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, means the same velocity is applying on the body also, so that bullets also exerts a force on the gun, and due to that the force the gun is jerked back with the same velocity, and that velocity which are just going to jerked back, that is called recoil velocity of the gun. Okay. So here you see the velocity of the bullet, and the same velocity on that rifle also it is coming, and that is the reason we are getting a jerk. After that, students, I will upload this video on that YouTube channel, so any questions or any doubts, you are always welcome to tell me, right? So this is a very important. So all of you subscribes, and you have to share, like, and write your question. So every time I will update, I will upload this thing. Thank you so much, and bye bye, good day. So whatever the doubts, I am waiting, students. Any type of question, any type of concept, you are most welcome. I always give you the answers. Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.